Memorial is the dark brother of TNG's The Inner Light and a fraternal twin with Voyager's Season 3 episode, Remember. In each of these stories, a race passes on memories of their past to keep the truth of their culture or history alive. In Memorial, Chakotay, Tom, Harry, and Neelix return from a 2-week mission to find dilithium ore. After settling in on Voyager, the four of them begin presenting symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, experiencing horrific dreams of battle and feelings of anxiety and anger. For example, when B'Elanna surprises Tom with a 1950s TV, they share some special moments together until Tom dreams of a dark, gritty firefight in the woods of an unknown world.
Keep moving! Keep moving!
Tom? Tom.
The way in which sound and similar circumstances can trigger anxiety-driven memories is well portrayed in this story. The scene in which Janeway has the four reconstruct their memories of the Nakan massacre is dynamic and frenetic on a character and performance level. The flashbacks help to deepen the anxiety and root it in tangible senses, but the performances alone convey the horrors of it all.
I was on a planet, in the middle of a battle.
When I was in the Jeffries tube, I heard weapons fire, screams. I got so frightened.
Of what?
I don't know.
Do any of you recall who you were fighting?
It was dark. I couldn't see them very well.
They were firing at us.
They were called the Nakan.
Right. They lived in a remote colony. We were trying to evacuate them.
They were fighting us.
Why couldn't they just do what they were told?
We had no right to be there!
It was for their own good.
Gentlemen, stay focused.
We were part of an attack force.
We held a briefing to plan the evacuation. You were there, Commander. Mr. Paris.
We'd been awake for days. We were exhausted.
What do our spotters report?
The Nakan are unarmed. They won't put up a fight.
They may be unarmed. They won't be happy to see us. Don't provoke them. Once we've secured the village, take the colonists there, get them aboard. Do your best to reassure them. Make them understand that this is a temporary relocation.
The mission proceeded as planned. We disabled their shield generators and entered the colony.
But then we came to the last enclosure. Do you remember the last enclosure? It was empty. Where were they? They were supposed to be there.
We should have known something was wrong. We should have gotten out then.
This way. Stay in line.
I have to find my husband.
Don't worry, he'll be on one of the transports.
Which one?
I don't know, but we'll find him.
Everybody down!
Those missing colonists, they were armed. They fired the first shots. It wasn't our fault.
Can't be sure of that.
It doesn't justify what we did.
Keep moving!
Stay together!
Hold your fire!
Stay together!
Stop running! Stop! Get down! Get down! Get down! Get down! Stop running!
We didn't have any other choice.
Like hell we didn't.
They were wiping us out.
That didn't give us the right to murder civilians.
Tell me how I can get out of these tunnels and I'll leave you alone.
Go back the way you came. At the second floor, take the tunnel to your left. Follow it to the end.
He was gonna kill me.
They wouldn't listen! Why? Why wouldn't they listen?
We killed 82 civilians that night. No one was left alive.
And that's the purpose of this memorial to the Nakan massacre. To keep the human mistake, born of fear and fatigue and misunderstanding, alive for all to learn from. Like, remember, this society failed to do the right thing, but those who erected the memorial took responsibility for their failure and transformed it into an instructional tool, a sort of witness to the frailty of the human condition, the confusion of violence, and the detrimental after effects of intense trauma. And I have to mention how Chakotay, again, is able to counsel Neelix. His steady, sympathetic voice cuts through the confusion and anxiety of PTSD. And this episode is a strong, dramatically performed, directed, and shot voice, signaling the vital role of history, of storytelling, of not avoiding the ugliness of humanity, as seen in the TOS episode, A Taste of Armageddon.
Death, destruction, disease, horror. That's what war is all about. That's what makes it a thing to be avoided. You've made it neat and painless. So neat and painless, you've had no reason to stop it.
You realize what you have done?
Yes, I do. I've given you back the horrors of war. You can either wage it with real weapons, or you might consider an alternative. Make peace.
There can be no peace. Don't you see? We've admitted it to ourselves. We're a killer species. It's instinctive. It's the same with you.
It's instinctive. The instinct can be fought. We're human beings with the blood of a million savage years on our hands. We can admit that we're killers, but we're not going to kill today. That's all it takes. Knowing that we're not going to kill today.
Seeing the ugliness of the human condition is vital in order to choose day by day to not give in to the worst of our natures, but to rise above it. And that's why Voyager